Can we write separated T's or separated eighth notes? We sure can. Let's find a couple of spots to do that in Scotland's Burning. Here's how we're going to decide which ones will stay barred together and which ones will be separated. Scotland. Scotland is one word, so let's keep that barred together. But if we have two sounds on one beat, and those two sounds are two separate words, we're going to separate our eighth notes. You tell me if we separate it or not. Burning. Burning is one word. We'll keep them barred together. Scotland. One word, keep them barred together. Burning. One word. Measure 1 will stay the same. Let's go to measure 4. Pour on. Pour on is two separate words. So let's erase that. And can you draw what a separated T or a separated eighth note looks like in the air for me right now? Okay, now look at what I wrote and see if you did it correctly. Did you get it? Let's continue. Water. One word. Let's keep it barred. Pour on. You're right. We're going to separate them. I'm going to erase it. Will you draw what I'm about to draw right here in the air? Did yours match? Great. Water. One word, so we'll keep it the same. As a reminder, what does penta mean? If you had a shape with 5 sides, we would call it a pentagon. So penta means 5. You may have learned a pentatonic scale included do, re, mi, sol, and la. That is 5 pitches, and if it's a do pentatonic scale, we normally start and end on do. But now we are extended. We still have sol and la, but we call them low sol and low la. And we also have another do that we call high do. These extend our scale. Here is our do clef. So anything on this line is a do. Using the pitches you know, think to yourself and tell me what each of these pitches is called. To start, we know anything on this line is a do because the line goes through the do clef. So these 3 pitches would be what? Good, boys and girls, do. We have do, do, do. We just looked at our solfa street. What was a skip below do? You are right. Low la. If do is on a line, low la is on the line below it. They skip over the space. So this is low la. And what is the lowest pitch we know? Low sol. If we were to read this, it would be low sol, low la, do, do, do. Will you repeat after me? Sol, la, do, do, do. Now you'll notice that I didn't say low, sol, low, la, do, do, do. My voice was lower, and in a second, you're going to see my hand signs, and that will help. This pattern, sol, la, do, 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 is our poison pattern. Let me explain. I am going to sing melodic patterns including low sol, low la, do, re, mi, sol, la, and high do. Your job is to repeat every pattern. Let's do a very simple one. Me and then you. Sol, mi, do. Yes, you repeat everything I sing. except our poison pattern. Do you remember what our poison pattern was? Sol, la, do, do, do. Let's practice that a couple of times. The game hasn't started yet, so I'm not trying to trick you. Repeat after me so you can get that poison pattern in your head. Listen and repeat, me and then you. Sol, la, do, do, do. Now, as a review, I'm not saying low sol and low la because my voice is low and my hand signs are low. But it does mean low sol and low la. Repeat one more time. Me and then you. Sol, la, do, do, do. You got it. We are going to begin the game. The goal is to have a score of 0. Repeat every pattern I sing. When I sing the poison pattern, sol, la, do, 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 do not sing it. If you sing it, that's okay, keep going, but mark yourself down a point of 1. You can keep track at home. Repeat after me. Do, re, mi, sol. Sol, mi, re, do. Do, do, sol. Sol, la, do. Do, la, sol. Do, la, do. Do, la, sol. Sol, la, do, do, do. Freeze! If you sang that, that was our poison pattern. If you didn't, great, you're still at 0. If you did, that's okay. Give yourself 1 point, and let's keep going. Do, la, do, re, mi. Mi, sol, mi, re, do. Do, sol, do. Sol, sol, do. Do, la, sol, sol, sol. Sol, mi, re. Mi, re, do. Do, la, sol. Sol, la, do, do, do. Freeze! Did you sing that? It was our poison pattern. If you did, mark down a point. If you didn't, great. The goal is 0. Let's get started. Sol, la, do, do, do. Did I trick you? That was our poison pattern. You still have to mark down a point if you sang it. Let's continue on. Do, re, mi, re, do. Do, mi, re. Do, sol. Sol, mi, do. Sol, la, do, do, do. Did you sing it? Mark a point if you did. If you didn't, wonderful. The goal is to be closest to 0. You can pause this and practice again or play throughout the week. It was a fun way to practice our extended pentatonic scale. Good job. The Great Gate of Kiev is a piece of music by the composer Mussorgsky. Mussorgsky was a composer from Russia. He wrote a collection of pieces called Pictures at an Exhibition, inspired by a variety of artwork. The Great Gate of Kiev was inspired by a piece of art called Plan for a City Gate in Kiev by the artist Victor Hartmann. Look at the artwork on the next page, and what do you think Mussorgsky's music will sound like? This piece of music has whole notes in it. I am going to play the piece of music, and your job is to count how many whole notes you hear. Remember, it will be the longest rhythm with one long sound over 4 beats. Let's get started. Did the piece of music sound like you thought it would, based on the artwork? It's okay if you thought it would sound different. How many whole notes did you hear? If you said 9, you are correct. Let's listen together and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here is your assignment for this week. I am going to perform 3 patterns on my recorder. While I'm performing them, you will see them up on the screen. I'm going to perform them in order: 1, 2, and 3. Your assignment is to tell me which pattern I played incorrectly. You will listen to all 3 and decide, did I play number 1, 2, or 3 incorrectly? If you need a challenge or an extension, you will then tell me the pattern that I played incorrectly, write out or perform and tell me what I played instead. For instance, if it should have been teet-tee-ta, teet-tee-ta, but you heard, for your extension, you would write ta, 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 teet-tee. All you have to do is tell me which pattern I played incorrectly. Good luck. Okay, boys and girls, I am going to play pattern 1. Pattern 2. Pattern 3. Tell me which pattern I played incorrectly. If you want a challenge or extension, once you figure out which pattern I played incorrectly, write out what I played with your rhythm notation or perform it yourself. We'll see you next week.